It is. So I think you've all got to touch your buttons if you agree to the recording. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It does come up on my end when it happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, you know, this is not about me. This is about all of us. If we have a question or topic that you think that you want to discuss, then we will do it. One of the topics that was out there tonight was the use of condoms. Okay. The issues and the excuses, or what do you feel about them? What are some of the stories you may have heard yourself about this lovely protection that we're supposed to wear? And women have femidons as well. In case you men, do you men know what a femidon is?
Feminon.
Femidon.
That's
Yeah,
the
it's like it's the same like.
You're not a
think
man,
like a
Denise.
woman.
Hold on, Denise. Hold on, Denise.
No, carry on, Denise.
No,
Help.
Denise. Hold on, Denise. No. Have you guys, Smiley and Joseph, have you heard of the femidon?
Feminine.
Oh, yes, I have.
You
Have
have?
you seen one?
Hey, yeah, I've heard of it.
Have you seen one?
Have I seen one? Possibly. Yeah.
Okay.
I've possibly
right.
seen one in a photograph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Yeah. You know when they flash it up on the telly?
Okay.
One of Good Morning Britain sort of thing.
You know what
Okay.
you're watching in the morning, don't
Yeah.
you? All right, so now that's an equal balance then, isn't it? Femidon,
Yeah.
condom.
Yeah. So Joe can answer about that.
I know. I have no idea what it is.
Lord.
Help! What the hell?
Oh my
That's been
God.
around for ages.
And
Yeah,
if
not
you guys,
everybody
you
knows.
know what, you can take advantage of the men on here, you know, and I mean, not literally, but if you want to pose them any questions,
I'm
you're
leaving
well
then.
able to do that. So, all right, Joseph, I want to look. So, anybody got a story about the use of condom? Not in that mannerism, something that they've come against.
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I was very naive
Yeah,
about condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was young, I was very naive about condoms. And I think, in a way, I might still have slight beliefs about that still. But yeah, I was very naive in that. I just thought to myself, well, you know, I wasn't sort of like very sexually active. So because I wasn't, and if I did meet someone, I just didn't feel that there was a need for me to actually use a condom.
You didn't feel there was a need to?
No.
Well, listen.
Okay, that's interesting.
But then I wasn't thinking about what the men did. I was just thinking about myself. Yeah, I was quite very, very naive at those times. And I just thought, well, you know, I don't sleep about. So, and I'd only probably had about one partner then. So I thought, you know, I'm good. Don't need to be doing those things. But then I didn't think about the man, did I? That they dip anywhere. So yeah, because that wasn't what I was thinking of. I was very green. I didn't realise that I had to be protecting myself against them or the germ. Do you see? Yeah, I was quite very naive. But now, yeah, I'll try desperately.
You'll try differently. Did anyone right, Joseph, I'm going to show you what this is.
Faith.
Joseph,
Anyone what?
hold on, I'm just going to show Joseph. Joseph, this is a femidom. Can you see it?
Not yet.
You can't see the page?
Oh, yeah.
Oh Lord, what is that?
Poor Joseph, oh Lord, what is that?
What is it?
So Joseph, if the
female
woman said
condom.
to you, we don't need you to worry about protection, I've got my own, this is what you're going to be using. You just got your sleeve.
I've never seen that in my life.
Ever?
Never seen that in my life.
Oh,
I mean, how does
been
that
around
work?
for decades.
Yeah, long time.
And you know, this is the first time you're hearing about them?
First time ever.
Ladies, would you be comfortable with this, look at these images here. Would you be, you know, I don't know how that plastic bag's going to work.
No.
It reminds me of PJ. I'm so sorry, but it reminds me of PJ with the Walker's packet of crisps when somebody said, when it comes to protection, what kind of things have you used? So I don't know if
What
I'd
it's
be,
made from.
huh?
I mean, hold on,
Depends
wait
what
a
it's
minute.
made
With
from.
this femodom, has anybody used one of you guys?
Hands up.
No.
No.
I have.
It's really
One person,
interesting.
Chantel.
No, I haven't.
I have.
Just so one person.
Oh,
It's
so
not
hold
that
on,
common.
somebody's saying they have.
Someone's saying they have.
Yes, I have.
What's it like? Can you tell us?
It's okay, but the problem is you have to weigh it an hour before the job.
Wow, that's
Really?
addicting stuff.
Yeah,
An hour?
Wow.
yeah.
Why is that? An hour before? Why is that? Was that for it to settle?
Sorry,
Yeah, for
sorry,
for
I'm
it.
in the room.
For
What,
it to
what are you
settle
on
and
about?
expand in the
One at a
vagina?
time, let's not talk over each other.
Just asking a question. What are you talking about? Just stepped out the room.
Oh, femidom.
Okay, thanks.
If anybody's we've seen them, if anybody's used one, and there's only one lady on here that can talk to us about that. So Chantel, over to you.
Yeah. So you need to put it an hour before anything for it to settle, because that round thing that is inside it is taking its time to get inside the womb and settle. All right. And the problem is, between that 1 hour, you need to go to wee.
Yeah.
You need to weave with it inside you.
So for weeing, you also have to find a way whether you take it off and put it back. So it's just a hard work.
And
Oh.
so is it like having cling film?
Yeah, something like that.
I thought that'd be like so like a diaphragm type sort of thing. So like you put it there and then just it's like an entranceway.
Yeah, it is, but the womb, for some reason, it has this, when you just shoot it inside like a tampon, when it gets inside, it just makes a movement of finding a right space, right position inside you. While it does that, it takes a little bit longer until it's just like in a position.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Never realized that.
which one on the screen does it look like?
The pink one, you see the 3 ones there, these are the ones that I'm used to them.
What, this one in the packet?
This
Yeah.
one.
So when you open them up, does it look like the one above? Like,
Yeah, the
Like a
third
condom.
one. Yeah,
that's strange. Isn't it?
yeah.
How,
Because
so the-
the other band, the round one, the small one, get inside and go and settle in, while the other one is just going to cover the whole mouth.
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
And how much do they cost? Because I have not even, it's not something I look for, but it's not something, we always rely on the man, don't we?
You just
Yeah.
get it from, it's just that they're not everywhere. In the walk-in clinics, you find them.
Free?
Yep,
Oh, they're free.
Okay.
yeah.
We can use them for a Santa sack, can't we?
Hang them above the fireplace.
Yeah, actually, the thing is it a man's responsibility or is it a female's responsibility?
Oh, it's both.
It's
Yes.
both ways.
Yeah, I think both.
Both
that
man
both
and,
should come.
male and
sorry.
female.
What
I
if
was
you
gonna
got
say, I was-
with somebody that I don't agree with them? They make me, they turn around and they say, I have an allergy towards them, because some people do. How,
Yeah.
Get a different
what
type.
happens then?
They're
for
not all
anyone?
latex.
Yeah, even as it is right now, there's most women, they are not using it because of things like that they are allergic to them, or they don't know how to use them, or they are like destructive. You know, so many different ways. And then that's why I had to use it
Wow.
myself to know.
That's
Yeah.
quite amazing.
So to be sure, but so I think that like maybe that like if that like both people that like come and prepared, and then you know that like it shouldn't always that like come down to the man that like to that like have sort of birth control or that like STDs that like control.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you in with like wearing condoms and things like that, like in your early stages of like knowing someone, do you expect to wear that all the time?
Yeah, until both of you go for test.
Until both of
you're
you-
established
okay, so
actually
what
in a
if-
relationship. Yeah.
So what if you go for tests before we even get involved sexually?
Then
Right.
it boils
And
down to trust, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't
you
think
have your
so.
results though.
Yeah, the results there, like, it depends on how long have you been there before.
Well, that's true. So
that. Yeah.
I suppose you could get your results, then go out to like the next day, and
Exactly.
so you got to start again, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people think about that nowadays. I mean, when AIDS came out, everybody was like, you know, and now it's just like outside, out of mind, and whatever. But
well, not necessarily.
I don't agree.
They still have education in schools, so like about safe sex and so relationships and so stuff like that. I mean, so like my daughter's 12, and so she's had so like that so like special assembly, so like in school. So yeah, they are still teaching it.
Do they still give them out in
adults
school,
are
by the
terrible,
way?
weren't they? If two
So
people,
she didn't come home with any, so not that I know of.
not at that age, you shouldn't be.
Getting
But
chemicals.
they've made it so like clear that
Well.
she'd go like family planning
Yeah, right.
clinic or to the doctors.
They wouldn't come home with free things until they get to about 18.
Legal age, I suppose. 16. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna
16,
ask-
yeah, sorry, 16.
I'm going to ask everyone individual, all right? So I do want an answer of everybody, okay? So I'm going to go this way and then that way, all right? Here's a question. If two people show up with condoms, does the fact that both are trying to protect themselves cancel out the use of them?
No.
No.
Anybody?
No. Depends how long you've been with each other, I suppose. So if that's so like you know, so like your first hookup or something, then so like so like both come prepared. But if you're in like a partnership, then yeah, I mean, so either go for the test or sort of flash a bit of paper.
That's your point of view then, right? Thank you. Listen.
Hello. Hello.
Baby there. Is that did I hear Lethan say no?
Sounds like he's talking to the kids.
Who's that?
Yeah,
Who's that?
I just heard a child there.
Okay. All right.
Lethan
So
is from the lockdown. The lockdown
Pardon?
family. Lethan.
I hear a child. I don't hear an adult.
That's him. You're gonna have to mute him. He doesn't know his mic is not muted.
Okay, yeah, because I wouldn't want to hear the kids hearing this conversation.
They're little kids. That's all right.
All right. So tips. If two people are coming, both protected, should you both cancel out the use of condoms?
No, people have been responsible.
Okay, so none of you can get.
As Nikki said, also it depends on the situation. Depends on the situation. These two people been together for a long time.
No. Two people have just met not too long.
Oh, two people have just
and
met.
they've come together. They both have condoms with them, so they're being responsible, right?
Yeah.
So now, because both have condoms, he has some, she has some. Should that be like, oh, maybe we're responsible people, so we don't use them, or do we use them?
Still use them if they've only just met.
Exactly.
I
They
think
should be used.
I think it's a big risk, isn't it? It's a risk factor. I mean, it's a huge risk. If anybody disagrees with or has a different point of view on this, feel free to say. But for me, I think it's all about safety with people you don't really know. And then, I mean, I've done it before, slept with someone when I was younger. Obviously, they didn't make it a point about condoms back in the days, did they? They didn't really bother making it a point. And women think they're protected by the whatever birth control that they're on, but we're not protected by the unnecessary STI that you get, is it?
Well, if you don't really know someone, should you be having sex?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Very good question, Joseph. I mean, sex is such an intimate, it's such an intimate act that, you know, really it's for, I mean, it's the giving of yourself to another. You just give that, you just give yourself to people that you don't
really know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just about pleasure, though, isn't it?
So pleasure.
So pleasure should really. So pleasure should accompany a Durex then.
Yeah.
No, still wear that, but you can still have like your good times.
Well, the thing is, the problem that we have is that even though you might have safe sex, the problem is they're not 100% guaranteed, are they?
No.
They can bust, they can fall off, and then you're in trouble.
Not as such. May I say something? I'm an advocacy for survivors of rapes, FGM, and HIV, of course, as well, and also doing the asylum seeker and refugees and so on. So most of the time when I'm doing the domestic violence and the survivors of FGM and so on, the condom issue is always...
Chantal, what's FGM?
Female genital
mutilation.
Well done, Joseph.
I knew that.
Thank you.
Well done, Joseph. Because that's a very important thing, particularly for us coming from Africa and places like that.
Exactly.
My daughter just piped up and said like she learned about that in school.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until just now.
Bless her. Well done.
Oh yeah, no, that's
interesting.
You
see the things that we should be asking. What you learn today?
And then things like how it's using a condom and so on. We don't even talk about them anymore. Being coming from Africa, especially South Africa, where it was like spread so much more than any part of the world. And so we know for sure that prevention is always, better than cure. And most of people, they get to have AIDS and STIs and so on due to rape more than anything. So you cannot prepare for that. You understand? So, and then people get infected, in a way that they didn't even bargain for it. I feel it isn't even much better when somebody thought of not using a condom by themselves, taking their risk and so on. But being raped and get to find that you are positive really is something that you blame yourself. Sometimes you don't even know what is what. So the best way, is the best way, really. I was thinking that if London can, do that in schools and so on, because survivors like us and so on, we know better than that. We know much better than that, how important it is to use a condom. And if it happens that it blasts, it's something that you can manage, because within 24 hours, there's a medication that they give out, to, deal with the things before 24 hours. After 24 hours, then you really, it's by your lucky, really.
But then that's just, sorry, can I just respond to that?
Yeah.
So you're saying that women should all just carry condoms with them in case
it is very, very, very important, because I had one group of women in Amnesty International, when I had an event there, the ladies said where they were coming from, the rape was so much that they decided when they are going out, they're using that femidom.
Wow.
Oh,
But just in case.
Sorry,
Yeah.
there's a bit of music on the background.
That's appalling.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's appalling, but at the same time, it's actually in what Chantel's actually saying, it's actually very important then, because if it's like saying, you know, what is the percentage of me going out and getting raped today? The percentage is very high. So if the risk factor is high for that to happen for me, the best thing for me to do would be to protect myself with the women, the females, condoms.
Yeah.
I don't see that rapists would consider putting on a condom.
No, they wouldn't. If you had
no, it's the woman's condom, the femidom.
Yeah.
So you go out
But
of
what
your
I would
house.
ask-
Hold on, let's not talk over each other because this is really important. Joseph, what did you want to ask?
So the question I would ask, in a rape situation, I'm sure whoever the guy is, he's not going to be gentle. With this femidom, if a man's rough, does that still work?
Yeah.
Have you seen the ones with the spikes on them?
It would.
I'm not sure how that can go, but as I said earlier on, with femidom, you have to put it an hour before the job and so on. So when you are walking, because I did put these things on test as I'm talking about them, because I'm leading women. So when you walk, it's settled. It's getting settled even stronger because you're on your bike really. So when somebody comes like that, I'm sure they don't even realize that what is in there. They just want their yo-yo in, do the damage and gone. They don't even realize.
Wow.
So, and these women, they told me that that's how also they managed to, to make the perpetrators to be arrested, because they didn't realize that women are wearing condoms, and then the women, they will take the DNA to the police station.
Absolutely.
And I was overwhelmed with the whole situation that women, we always have to think forward before any danger comes.
That is so.
But it's thinking forward. It's despicable, but it's forward thinking.
It is forward thinking. It's in Africa that's happening. Is that happening in London, in England?
In England, I don't think there's anybody who's gonna try and rape me, because I will kill them before they do. But
this is an Africa situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I have seen.
You shouldn't have to do that.
I think I have seen the women.
No.
Toots, it's Africa. There's lots of people in Africa you shouldn't have to do.
What you're saying,
No, we should be able to live in a safe world, but unfortunately we've got people out there that think that they own the whole world and they can do what they want with them.
Oh yes.
I mean, I like the ones that they've brought out where they've got razor blades, and some of these ones, I like that idea of that. Sorry, I mean, if somebody was going to be a perpetrator, they literally have razor blades in some of them.
I'm in pain. Stop.
Wow.
Sorry. Yeah, very sensitive subject. So, for me, at the end of the day, safe sex is important. But Chantal, you brought up, but it's sad to hear that people have to prep themselves just to walk around.
Just in case.
But I mean, is it very different in England? I mean, not too long ago, there was a lot of talk in the media about this policeman that raped and killed and chopped up Sarah Everard, Wayne Couzens, and women were calling radio stations, the hundreds in the droves, saying how unsafe they felt and how many thoughts a woman has to have before she leaves her house, or if she's going to go out, how she's going to get back home.
I do. So who has that thought when they go out? Because I will put my hands out when I'm going anywhere. I think, what am I going to put on? Sometimes, and that does cross my mind when I'm going to a different destination or I'm alone. It does cross my mind. I'm not trying to bring it towards me, but we have to be vigilant at all times. I was down Ipswich docks only last week, and then it was reported that there was a rapist down there, but they got him now. But it was just like, wow, why do
it could have been you
do that just because they can? But as a stupid question to
I
ask.
mean, that's
really.
one of the reasons I gave up my night job, because I suddenly felt vulnerable after my my bag was stolen. I suddenly thought about my sex and the job I was doing, the times I was doing it, and what was going on in the streets of London at peak times. So I thought, you know, for my safety, I really ought to do this job and get something where I'm a bit more, you know, visible. I'm quite invisible, being, you know, an African woman, natural African woman. Quite invisible in a lot of ways. So I mean, working at night kind of made me feel a bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to point out is that a lot of people wear headphones and they're walking. They can't hear what's behind them. They don't know.
Well, I can clearly,
AirPod things. Yeah.
I can clearly state that I know that from being on a self-defense course, because the work that I used to do back in the day, and was coming off of duty at certain unsociable hours. So we had training by ex-police. So they showed us certain techniques that we could use. And one of the things that they mention, and they make it very clear, women should never walk the street with earphones in there.
I mean, it's common sense.
Because now that they've got the ones with
Bluetooth,
it's slightly different.
Yeah.
What they were saying was that same you know, that's why they came out with the Bluetooth, I guess, because the cord has been used to wrap around your neck.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's why the police, and I remember that was about 20 years ago, they were saying to us not to use any headphones, do not plug in, like, you know, if we want to listen to music and things like that, don't use earphones on the way home. And
well, I was just thinking about not hearing what's coming behind you.
Exactly.
That's the reason.
Music in the ears on,
even traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
cars,
the reason.
You know.
Yeah, that's the reason.
That's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking about being strangled by them, because I mean, I would normally use the stringed headphones, not the Bluetooth ones.
Yeah.
So the motto is, because it's a bit heavy, we're getting in heavy and we don't want to get heavy, do we? All right. So the motto is, think about your headphones to make sure that you're safe.
Just wear one.
Yeah, of course. And just protect yourself. I mean, Denise, where's that Denise?
She said
we not a topic of condoms, fair to say. Yeah, that wasn't really good. but it all goes hand in hand, because it was very interesting what Chantal said, and it makes you be more aware. Having choices in protection is your choice, your body, your choice. All right. Denise, where's that Denise, lovely lady?
Yeah. Good evening, Eshe.
Denise, did you have questions for us?
Hello,
Eshe. Did you have a question for us about anything that you want to talk about? Did you have any threats?
I'll think about it.
You know what happened after I finished speaking to you?
So the answer is no.
No, because I fell asleep. So no, I didn't have any questions. But I'll tell you something. I don't see that condom thing. I don't trust any man, especially when they're like, I don't want to wear condoms. They don't fit me. I don't like them. Well, then good luck, innit? No condoms.
I just thought of something.
Yes, Miss Jane.
You know, what's her name? The actress, Michaela.
Something.
Cole. Yeah, Cole.
Oh, Michaela Cole. Yeah.
Last year when it came, I May Destroy You. And during the film, she hooks up with that Asian guy, and he starts out using a condom, and then he sneakily takes off the condom.
Yes.
There's a legal name for it. I can't think what it is now.
I've forgotten what it is.
Crime Lab?
Yes. And her friend pointed it out to her, and she took him to town on that. The way how she shamed him in public, yeah. And some of what she's written about in some of her, in that particular film, or other things, comes out
Martina
of
Cole.
personal.
Yeah.
What's it called?
No, not Martina Cole.
Not Martina.
Yeah, Michaela Cole.
Oh, sorry, I misheard. Sorry.
The crime one.
Cole, that's what I said, yeah. Yes. So the deception of, yes, he started out using a condom and then he took it off, and she doesn't realize, because, you know what I mean, you're lost in the moment.
Isn't that loaded?
So he could have passed on a disease to her. He could have passed, you know what I mean, whatever. And and then when he told her later, such a manipulative little bastard he was, she was just like, and then she accepted it. But then afterwards, when her friend made her think about it, she thought, what? Because it's an invasion of not just her body in a way that she didn't consent to that, because she said, make sure you use that as a protection.
Yeah.
Isn't that loaded, that she had sex and in the sex she didn't consent to a part of the sex?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Isn't that loaded, that she had sex and that she did not consent to a part of the sex?
She did not consent to him taking off the condom or not having a condom at all. She did not consent to that. And he's changed it midway.
But isn't that loaded in itself? Because we were speaking earlier saying, if you're having sex with someone you don't really know, does a condom bridge that friendship that you don't know? And then
she verbally said it at the the same way a prostitute or whatever doesn't, and we don't even have to use a prostitute, but people do have sex with strangers, one night stands or whatever. And it's an understanding, because you said it, make sure you got your thing. The woman, make sure she takes it out of her handbag, her pocket or whatever, or the man has it, and you agree to that. And somewhere along the line, the agreement is dashed out the window.
Yeah. Because it feels good.
I've done that.
You do not
That's breaking the trust then.
It's still abuse, isn't it?
Because it's an abuse.
Yeah.
Right, but what was the trust that was there in the beginning? When that's what I mean. If you're strangers,
protected each other,
you be having sex.
But in this case, I think she knew him. He wasn't a stranger that she'd met that night. One day,
oh right.
It doesn't matter how well you know the person or not. It could be your flipping husband. It could be your husband for whatever reason. Supposing he has health issues or whatever it is, whatever the hell. You could have been separated for a particular time or whatever, and you come together and you just want to make sure things don't get complicated, whatever. I don't care, whatever the situation is, but you've made that agreement. To keep myself safe, keep yourself safe. There are people who are married or in a committed relationship, and one person has got AIDS and the other one hasn't. You have to jolly well protect each other.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that sets up the boundaries to keep everybody safe.
Absolutely.
It's not about how long you know the person. It's about the agreement, safety and security, and the trust, of course.
Question.
Yeah.
Who makes agreements before having sex?
Sorry,
I didn't hear you, Joseph.
Who makes agreements before having sex? For example, two people meet, they get to that stage.
What's the film called? Both of you need to communicate. If the man says something and the woman does say nothing, he's not going to know what's going on in her mind, and vice versa. Both of you.
The thing is, Joseph.
What's the film called, Deshay?
I May Destroy You.
I May Destroy You by Michaela Cole.
On BBC iPlayer.
Yeah.
So it's just a question. So in the room, before having sex, do you make an agreement? Okay, we're having sex and these are the rules.
There's no, you don't say.
Hold on. Let's back this back, ladies. Hold on a minute. Joseph, what do you think should happen?
No, it's just an understanding. Because if you're having sex, right? In my experience, one thing tends to lead to another, right?
Yeah.
And I've never had an experience where myself and a woman have sat down and had that little discussion. Okay, we're
You
gonna
don't
have
have
sex,
to
and
have to have a discussion.
There's never been a discussion.
There's
It's sort of
sometimes
always
there's not a
just
discussion.
Let's not talk over
From you present the evidence, which is the Durex. That is the discussion, and that does seal the agreement.
If he decides if he doesn't want to use the condom, he has to be transparent about it and say, I don't want to use it. Take me as I am, or that's it. No deal.
Right.
I just think so, like when
not to pretend that he's going to use the condom and then behind her back, without showing her, throw the condom away. That is a breach of contract.
that's wrong. That's wrong.
Of
Behind
course,
her
that's
back,
naughty.
right away is wrong. Completely wrong.
And another
Completely agree.
scenario to that, of course, as well, is where the man does want to use a condom and the woman take pin and bust it.
Yeah, because she wants a baby.
Completely wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, but you think about it.
Entrapment.
I remember people, and this is why I teach I've got boys. Don't let no woman have your condom, and don't women vice versa, because people have a tendency to put a bloody pin in it to make sure they either bust or you get pregnant from it.
Yeah.
Hold on. But I mean, the condom is so controversial. I think it was many years ago. It went to court. The woman, they had sex, condom was used. When finished, the man took it off, tied it up, threw it in the bin. While he was in the bathroom,
on the washing line.
Oh, she didn't.
She did. She went in the bin, took it out, put it in, became pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the man said no, and it went to court. He still had to pay child support because it's not the child's fault.
So I know that this is being live, so viewers, I'm being mindful here. Viewers, for those that are listening here, you're hearing these horror stories, so you got to protect yourself. If you, and you know, that's a vital point what you're making there, Joseph, because that's not something I actually thought about. You know what I mean?
That sounds premeditated.
Well, I don't think a lot. If that's the case, that when the man takes off his condom or whatever, or some woman will take it or whatever and dispose of it, what Joseph has just said is that some people are actually taking it artificial insemination and getting pregnant from it. I mean, who would have thought that? Because I mean, it's been a long time since I discussed condoms or sex or anything like that. So for me, hearing that, what you said, actually, I didn't even think about that, Joseph.
Yeah, well, don't put it on the BBC. So the point is,
women have done that. Have you ever watched Being Mary Jane? That's what people say.
Well,
this condom is to me.
I was just about to say the same, Eshay.
I don't believe that story, Joseph. I'm sorry.
You can
Eshay, did she have it in her fridge?
Hey?
She had it in her fridge, yeah.
It's a true story.
It actually happened.
It's a true story.
Did she admit it?
Yes, she did. She got tipsy. She invited her girlfriends round, and it came out of her own mouth.
Oh, really?
Wow.
She drank too much and came out of her own mouth. Girlfriends having a girlies' night.
Goodness.
And
Shocking.
Wow, it's disgraceful.
So that's what I mean. It's not really trust, that little thing, is it? I don't think it's trust.
So just reading the comment, just reading some of the comments, and if we can try not to cross talk, because that's really interesting. We listen to everyone. Some men don't care. He will take it off and then lie, saying it came off. Kiss my teeth. Or men saying, I don't wear condoms. I'm clean. I've been to the clinic, just so he don't have to wear them. I've had so many people say that sounds terrible, doesn't it? I've had people say that before, which you're just saying, oh, I'm clean, I've been to the clinic. And I'm going to make a very big point statement here. Sometimes people leave a relationship and that person that they left is pregnant. So when they get with somebody else, I'm clean, she's had all the tests. So what?
Yeah, she's had.
So what? This I'm clean, I've had the test. You're taking someone's word for granted, right? That's the thing.
Where's your bit of paper?
Two consenting adults sit down in a room. I get what you're saying, Joseph. If it's all kissy kissy and steamy like they do in the movie, I don't see them putting a condom in the movies. They're just like steamy teaching us to be steamy. So therefore, at the end of the day, it's true though, isn't it? We watch this stuff and then we try and reenact this stuff because you want a bit of passion, but Nowhere in
Yeah.
there are we talking about safe sex. So in this day and age, that's something you do have to have a conversation. What is the meaning of you having sex for starters? Is it a one night stand? Or are you looking, which many people say, you know what, I've slept with them now, I'm in a relationship.
Oh God. No, like I say, so sometimes it's like for pleasure. And I think when you get like to second base, is that the next question has to be, have you got protection? Okay, well, pass my bag, get one out of there.
But it's not the right size. That don't fit.
So okay, hold on, wait. So if it's just for pleasure, right? Does it?
Isn't that how it all begins, though?
No, friendship is pleasure. Make two joke, have a laugh, ha ha ha, and just be cool. Go out for a meal or something. But to actually get naked just for pleasure.
Sex is a risk. Everything you do when you're dealing with another person is always going to be a risk.
So
yeah, that's why it's important to trust yourself more than anyone before, because here, rape, you can get it even in your partners, really, because as I said, I'm dealing with women every day and so on. The woman's going to say, you have to be ready before you do these things. But when a man is just coming and just throw themselves in to you like that and so on, it's still rape that has never been reported. You know, so safety is all about how we people are handling the situation. As I said, other people, they just ready and so on. But it's something that you cannot run away from, because some, they just get raped, you know, indoors just like that, and the police, they never done anything about it. You know, most of the ladies that I find that it was just, you know, something that they couldn't do anything about, because they were trafficked, living there like prostitute, and you don't know anything. You don't know anybody in the country. What you do, you become a sex slave of, you know, whoever, you know, trafficked you, until you find a way of, you know, escaping that and so on. So it's deeper than we talking, because me and you, we have a choice now. It's either you go for somebody with condom or without condom. It's up to you and so on. So, but in most cases, people, they get infected while they don't even have a choice. You know,
well, that is so unfortunate. It's not in most cases.
Yeah,
right? There's a few cases, not in most cases, because it'd be a pandemic like COVID, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, didn't the commissioner into violence against women say that violence against women should be treated as terrorism, as a pandemic? Those are the actual words. I think it was a he that actually used those words. He said it is so critical what's happening to women in this country that it's the government ought to be dealing with it as in the same way financially as it does the war on terror, which is the number one threat.
Because Kerry will tell you the figures and the timing is incredible. What is it, Kerry?
It is timing. It is timing. Oh gosh, look, you threw me on the spot with the figures. I'm still learning about the figures.
What's the timing?
Well, it's every 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Every 3 minutes, I believe, a call is made for domestic violence.
Yeah,
but domestic violence, sometimes those calls are not they're not always genuine calls.
Oh no, Joseph, you really can't say that.
Not looking from your own personal experiences. Statistics.
That is what's been recorded.
The major problem is women not even being believed by the police.
Exactly.
So a lot of cases are just completely ignored.
Exactly.
When Cousins was called the rapist at work, and the police thought it was a joke to call him the rapist.
But that's my point. I think that when a call is made to the police, right, it should be documented, and people who are genuine need to be dealt with. But people who are making false accusations should also be dealt with. Because
How
look
do
at Paul McCartney.
How do you
Look at Paul McCartney.
How do you know if the accusation
You
is
don't know they're
false?
false.
Until you actually investigate it.
Only
That's
that
right. But
between
if
them
it's
two
found to
know.
be false, then action should be taken.
Yeah,
They
but
never
you just
take
want
action.
to know.
What I
Oh,
just
no.
recorded and said to you was that it has been recorded, and those are genuine cases. I didn't say ungenuine phone calls. I said genuine phone calls, and how they've actually measured that over a period of time, okay, to actually be able to stipulate now that it's every 3 minutes.
Yeah, 8.2% of the population, it says here, domestic abuse in England and Wales. So 1.3 million female victims.
1.3 million.
Yeah. Each year, nearly 2 million people in the UK suffer some form of domestic abuse. 1.3 million female victims. So I guess it's more obviously.
So even can I just say,
the other thing to look at.
Add and let's can.
So yeah, it's a definite problem.
Can I say the other thing to look at is the criminal justice system. Okay, when those whatever figures Joe just read out, in particular, women are not filing charges after the incident. So going back to something someone said earlier, they're not taking it seriously. Every
Not
case
at all.
The police do not
violence.
in a lot of cases. I mean, there's some women have to even think about do they even go to the police, because when they go to the police, they face a lot more ridicule.
Exactly.
From the police, and it's like being abused again because they aren't believed.
Yes.
So a lot of women decide, do I go? And what's happening now is that fewer women are going to the police. They're just handling it and carrying on.
Of course,
and that is why this commissioner said that the government should be treating. And your Joseph only mentioned domestic violence. I'm talking about violence against women, sexual violence, physical violence. Just recently again, so Wayne Couzens kidnapped, raped, killed Sarah Everard. Just recently, I think 2,000 policemen in the past 3 years have been accused of sexual assault, at least 2,000. There's one who was just found guilty just a couple of weeks ago, a policeman, for, I think, raping some person. So, I mean, it really is a pandemic in this country and around the world. I mean,
around the world.
It's really quite dangerous to be a woman under patriarchy. And the thing is, it's men that are causing the problem, but it's women who are talking about it as if we can do any more, when really men should be discussing how are we going to stop this pandemic, because it's men that are causing most of the actual violence against women.
Yeah.
So not to detract too far away from the condom subject, okay? Look, so in the comments there, if sex with a condom is just for pleasure, does it mean no strings are attached? Was a question.
Only those two people will know, innit?
Yeah.
So okay, so do you feel like you're being intimate when you've got a sheath on? They call it that. Do you feel that I mean, you've got the emotions, but actually, do you actually feel that you've had sex other than this is why people want to not use them, as opposed to do want to use them? Do you feel like you're actually with that person when you're using them?
I think it depends on the circumstances. I mean, because you can be in a relationship and still use them. So because I don't know, so maybe the woman can't go on the pill and they don't want children, or so to me, it's just common sense.
Thank you.
I know that not everybody's like think like that, but yeah, in the beginning, and then when things progress, so like you might think, okay, so we don't need protection anymore if you're in a trusting relationship. And see, I was going to say go on the pill, but so like I got caught out on that. That's not as effective. So yeah.
But the pill didn't work for you?
No.
Yeah, the pill is it's a weird beast.
The thing is that us as women, Joe, have to be able to be funny. The things that we have to pump in our body to be safe, to prevent such things from happening, it's just it's and then you wonder why many of us have end up with bloody cancer and things like that, because we're pumping ourselves left, right, and centre with medication. I have to say, let me finish. We're pumping ourselves with what do you call it now? The pill and all of these things and the implant and we're having to go and get even like the coil and all of these things fitted. I mean, they're uncomfortable. They're factors. We're messing with our body like that.
Now, hold on a minute. For those of you who've taken the pill, have you ever read the there's a piece of paper that comes with it and the disclaimer or whatever? Have you ever read it?
Yeah, it's only 99.999 effective. There's like a 0.1% chance that it doesn't work.
Yeah, but then there's all those other things. If you have heart problems, if you have this, if you have that, if it may do this, it may do that, it may.
So thank you for recognizing just how much females have to put their body through. Thank you very much. Because if they had a male pill, would you take it?
No, but the point was, I told her not to take it. Why would you do that?
Would you take a male pill? Say invented a male pill, would you take it?
It's like a risk to take that pill.
It's a risk to have sex. So would you as a man, if they invented a male pill, would you take it?
Well, that's the point. So this thing about sex, right? It's not, the condom doesn't give the trust. Really, you should have time to develop the relationship and therefore become trusting of each other, rather than just use this sheath and say, I trust you enough to come into my body.
But some people don't want a relationship. They go from, and I have to say, some people are not ready to settle. So when they're not ready to settle, they still feel that they want some kind of emotion. So they sleep with Tom, Dick, and bloody Harry. All right. And when they're sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry, as rightly so, Mr. Denise said, it's difficult not to catch feelings if you're not sleeping together regularly.
But Miss Denise didn't say Tom, Dick, and Harry. She was happy with Tom.
That is Dick.
If you're sleeping together regularly, it's hard not to catch feelings, condom or not. You're traveling, leaving your house, catching going so far to see them. You'll see them over a period of 6 months. They say, oh, I got enough of me that like me on Facebook. Yeah. And you're sleeping with them, but still you're only their friend. So what's the point of asking me to come and see you? Not me, but what's the point of asking a woman to come and see you 6 months of sleeping together and what? Nothing's come on. That's just a waste of time.
I would agree with you. That is a waste of somebody's time. So somebody needs to recognize.
And then the man's like thinking he can do whatever you want, but at the end of it, you're not his girl. So what's the point then? Keep the condom on. I don't need to wear it because I'm clean. That's not the point.
With your condom, so I think, because that's a friend with benefits. That's not a partner.
So the condom comes off when you're engaged and married, then, does it?
Not engaged, but established a bit.
Right. So friends with benefits,
have respect for each other. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
Go on, Nikki.
No, I was just gonna say, so when you have respect for each other, then and so maybe I don't know what actually. So what would you say come first, respect or trust?
Both.
I think they follow the same sort of road, innit? Hold on, this is lovely. Look at this. You can get pregnant now. In the comment, Dion says you can get pregnant with pre-cum. That's the first we've heard of pre-cum. It's
Pre-ejaculation.
It's just come into the conversation. Wait, so pulling out. Hold on, that's another thing. Good Lord. Loaded. So pulling out don't always help.
Where have you been, Josie? Didn't you know? Didn't you know that?
Didn't you know that? Yeah, it's already out.
And again, you see, when I want to point out to you men that like to jack off in the bath, I have to say this: when other people are going in the bath, and I have heard this, But
Oh, I've heard
sometimes
that.
if it's not
Wait,
cleaned up,
wait,
I've
wait,
heard
whoa.
people getting pregnant from leaving that nasty stuff
Sharing a
in the
bath.
bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Wait.
But
No,
they
no, wait,
swim,
you
don't
know, you're
they?
going too fast.
Yeah.
They swim,
Wait.
don't they?
Swimmers for
Who
nothing.
does that? What? What?
Oh,
Hold on.
oh,
That's now that I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Really?
How does that? Oh no.
If
So
you
you go in the bath
Right,
after somebody's done what he's jacked off in the bath. Let's
Had
might as
some
well use
fun.
the language, right? And
Mhm.
what if you're having a bath? You fill the bath with water, and you can still get.
No, like
pregnant?
share the same bath.
why not?
You know,
I
like
don't
one
know.
get in,
So
Your
spend
stuff
time in there.
swims, doesn't it? It's still swimming, isn't it?
In the bath water.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I got told that years ago. So don't share a bath after a man's been in it.
That's swimming pool then.
Something must have happened in that bath between them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
No,
But
it's because man got in first and his
No,
had a bit of sort
no.
of like sexy
I don't
time
know,
in
I
the
can do
water.
that.
He get
And
out,
it's
then the
swam
woman
through
get
the
in.
water
don't
into
believe
it.
it. Don't believe it.
I
It's like
can
saying,
do that.
well, it's like saying that if you went into a swimming pool and there were men jacking off in the swimming pool.
You wouldn't
On
even know.
holiday.
Yeah, they're swimming up
You're
your.
never going to want to go swimming again.
Oh,
No, I've never heard of that. Can that happen?
oh.
I
That
don't think it
can't
can
happen.
happen.
Google it.
No, the Google is a liar.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it if I saw it in Google. Good.
Honestly, don't believe it.
So look, so pulling out doesn't necessarily work, right? So
No.
pre-cum can also get.
Yeah.
So if people are trying to, but I'm stuck on this pleasure one, where if it's just for pleasure,
Yeah.
right? Where does that mean no strings are attached? How does that work? I mean, do people just have sex for pleasure?
Before you answer that
Some people
question,
do, yeah. You know, like a booty call, innit?
So hold on, wait, because we're grown, we got the little reactions here, right? So
Yeah.
thumbs up if you think sex for pleasure is good. And where's the other one?
I don't think so.
All right, yeah, all right. Oh, look, there's a load of them here. I can't find the other one. So sex for pleasure. If you want to, let's discuss that. Sex for pleasure. Where does that rank on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
Okay,
High.
10.
yeah.
Somebody gave it
Don't
a
wanna be doing
9.
it for
Somebody
the hell
gave it a
of
10.
10.
So
I'm
everybody-
smiling already, so yeah.
So sex
I'll
for
give it a
pleasure is
10.
up there. It's near a number 10.
Well,
Right, okay.
if you're not doing it for pleasure, you're doing it for the hell of it, aren't you? And then
No, it's got to be for pleasure. I agree. I think sex.
Yeah.
I think it has to be pleasurable. Otherwise, why are you doing it?
so Joseph,
Go on.
outside the body, educational for everyone. Outside the body, someone's got noise on the back, like someone heavy breathing.
Yeah, I can hear that.
It's
What's
not the
going
time
on with
to
the
fall
heavy
asleep.
breathing in the background on this topic?
I'm not saying that.
Someone's mic needs muting. Anyway, it says outside the body, sperm can live up to 15 to 30 minutes in the right conditions.
No way.
So don't think you can dunk and go, yeah? Because you might find
Yeah.
yourself in a,
See,
in a
that's what I'm
problem.
saying about, so like, man have a bath. He, so like, before he gets out, do their, oh, babe, bath is ready. You go hop in that bath. So like 15, 30 minutes. So like, that's danger zone.
All right, guess what it says here? It's really, they said it's the wrong temperature for like hot tubs and baths, etc. But guess what it says here? If sperm is frozen under the right conditions, it could live indefinitely. So therefore, I'm going to shut up because this will go out. So I'm not going to put ideas into people. Protect your sperm.
Ice cube tray.
Protect your sperm. Protect your bodies. Right, moving on from this question, unless anybody would like to ask any more questions in relation to intimacy and protection.
Well, it's all about the condom. So if sexual pleasure is a 10 with a condom, what's it without a condom?
Well, it'll be exciting if you get faithful people, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing, Joseph.
It's nothing without what?
It's off the rails, Joseph.
As far as I'm concerned, from my experience, nothing, because...
So it's nothing without a condom?
From my experience, no. Because the man's very, no, because the men them are too selfish. It's all about you know, they're just thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about you. And
oh, she's just gone deeper, guys. She's just gone deeper.
huh?
I would say, this is Dion here. I would say if it's just for pleasure and you use condoms, for me, it's better because you don't have to deal with the mess. Do you understand? And
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
What mess?
Not a regular.
Come on.
You understand what I mean? I have to deal with their mess inside of you. You know, we know different men's semen smell differently as well.
The wet patches.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, they can sleep in that after.
Yeah, and it's just like,
oh Lord,
lying on your side of the bed.
Make sure it's on their side of the bed. But to be honest, if you want to avoid all of that, just make sure you're riding on top.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not all the time you want to be riding on top, Pinky. Sometimes, you know, you want to do positions, isn't it?
No, but
you see,
sometimes women is lazy. They want the man to do the work.
Sometimes, all the time.
Sometimes when you're on the pinnacle, it's easier, isn't it? To get more pleasure.
Yeah,
that's
you're
your
in control.
time. When you're on the pinnacle, that's your time for enjoyment. Hey,
help! I'm being overwhelmed.
or if you're in a back shot. What is a back shot? Stop it.
I would say condom is very.
So Denise says she continued her point. I'm just riding away, humping. So hold on.
Having anyone make love to you, darling, and appreciate you, nurture you, and you got to learn to date right, guys. I think that's the biggest thing as well. It's knowing your opponent. What are they up to? What they, knowing what is their game.
Opponent.
Oh yeah, because men are the other side, aren't they?
The partner, knowing the partner.
But that's not your partner. If you're not in a relationship, it is not your partner. So you can't use that word.
Sexual partner.
Your sexual partner.
No, it's not.
Nikki. It's your sexual partner. Nikki's right.
At that time, it is.
Well, that for the moment.
Yeah. So
they're not that if you want to divorce. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? You can look at it from the here and now, the one night stand, the booty call, the long distance relationship, and that's another issue as well, long distance relationships. All of these things come into play, where somebody's mind may think, am I going to be protected? The onus is on you. If the person disagrees with the condom, then one of their issues would be, I've got an allergy. I would want that proof. I would want that proof. And I would find an alternative.
Play this elastic band. See if you get a rash.
By the way, guys, if you have a question, feel free, post it in the chat.
I just wanted to mention, because you were talking about women and women being abused and raped, etc., and all of that. Yeah, domestic violence. But remember, also men also suffer domestic violence, but may not report it as well. I know of people who suffered abusive relationships like that. So I don't even know what the percentage is, and that's even more of a stigma.
I can get that.
Indeed. It is.
Both ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of men that don't report.
Well, it wasn't the actor. He got smacked round the head, and that the girl, he had reported, and they were going to court about it, and then she took her own life.
Caroline Flack.
Yes, Caroline Flack.
Oh yeah.
So that was an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
The person I knew, he had to stop the relationship when she hit him so hard that he fell and he concussed.
Oh.
He just said, what am I doing? What am I doing with this woman?
Isn't it the truth that before she hits him so hard that he's concussed, there were little things that led up to that, weren't there?
Yeah, there always is, isn't there?
A slap.
And he just let it
push.
You let it by, and the next thing you know, voila.
Whack. Yeah.
And that's obviously, if anybody's got you, I remember watching something where the woman said, look, you could hit me with a cotton ball. A cotton ball. You could, you know, because that's how it starts, a little foolishness like that. With a cotton, it wouldn't make the difference. That is still abuse. You should not in any way.
Assault, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, you shouldn't act in that way with however soft a feather. You shouldn't pat someone with a feather. It's just wrong. You shouldn't do it.
Remember with Will and Jada, didn't he take up the newspaper and tap her with it? Because he had sworn, she swore. And I think he was trying to stop himself from probably punching her, that he took the newspaper in there because they were in public and she disrespected him.
Walk away. You can't do that. That's the thing. You just can't do it.
He should have just walked away.
Walk
away.
Yeah, walk away. And even, you know, sometimes, man walk away and woman, see, you just walking away because you just carry on walking.
It's chasing him down the road, isn't it? Screaming behind him. I've seen women do that.
Well, whilst this is going live, it's not live at the moment, but when it does go out to people, I just want people to understand that it is a serious topic. We have, I think, thank you for all your comments, etc., around this. Some, yes, we may laugh about it because it might be an uncomfortable situation for us to talk about, but at the same time there are seriousness of this, that we have to protect our body. And when we're talking about domestic, yes, it can happen to men and yes, it can happen to women. I'm going to suggest those that people don't know it, and it's surprising how many people do not know about this. The Freedom Program is saving and making a difference to people's lives. There is one for the male, there is one for the female, and there's one for the children. The Freedom Program is used in the court of law. I say court of law. It's used in the UK courts and it is worldwide. I can give you a session on that if anyone knows of anyone or needs it, a booster up around about. I'll do a program for you one day. It'll be once a week, 1.5 hours per week, to go over the domestic violence program, so you can understand where it's coming from, and maybe things that you think, oh my god, I didn't know about that, so I can put that on for you guys.
Kerry, do you have a number? Like, if people are watching this, even a Samaritan's number, people might be watching this at different times and it may
resonate.
Freedomprogram.co.uk.
That's correct, the freedomprogram.co.uk.
And a Samaritan's number, and so people can get in contact in case somebody else is watching this and it might invoke feelings in them, so they can contact the Samaritan.
Yeah, well, this isn't live. I will put it all in the write-up as well. So we're not, when it does go out, I'll put it in the write-up. But yeah, there is the Freedom Program. There is the Freedom Program.
And I think they do
oh, there's a helpline.
Oh. Hold on a minute. I do not like to chuck anybody anywhere else when I do it myself, and there's other people that do it. So for me, if anybody's experiencing difficult, I know that you know about Mind and Samaritans and all those numbers that you can get at your fingertips. But we do it at Mind Over Matter as well, which we talk to people one-on-one, suicide prevention, domestic violence. We do against that. We do all of that as well. So if you're having difficulty, you can visit the web, which is www.momproject.co.uk, or telephone number 0777 060 1567. That's 0777 060 1567 for any advice or anything that you heard around here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
thank you, Dion.
Add that to the
because what we want to do is that we are coming together as a community, which is it's unheard of sometimes. So we're going to come and have meetings like this to talk about, which is really, really educational. It's you know, you get people in here, but you said you've got workers in this group right now that are already contactable. You've got Chantal that talks about, Chantal, what do you just remind everybody that the professionals that are actually in here? Chantal, she deals with women and sex and exploitation and what's the other word?
Domestic violence, survivor of trafficking, and FGM.
Can you put your number in here as well? That'd be good.
Yeah, put it in the chat. It's interesting how the subject started on condoms.
Yeah.
And how many different channels we went down off that one subject.
Because I think that's what it's doing, is when you talk about it, some of us may be experienced or may have gone through it. It might be a trigger for us at the end of the day. Gone through it. When we talk about it, I think it is triggering, because then we're going to be looking at how we were treated past tense. That's all we've got is this mind, and the mind reaches right back into past trauma triggers.
Yeah.
And that's coming off of experience of how we've been treated, or maybe the stories we've heard from other people, you know.
Yeah.
So it is education, and we have come back together. So should we lighten the mood now?
Yes, please.
Can I just ask him sort of one thing as well? So like, so does that include like coercive behaviour?
That
You know,
comes
so like
under the
manipulation
domestic.
is.
It comes
okay.
all under. If what we'll do, I will one night I will make sure that I start doing the monthly sessions that will help somebody out anyway. But yeah, it is all
So I think that would be
behaviour comes
helpful.
under control. It's control. So if we take the word,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so like, I thought that'd be helpful, so like to whoever's watching and listening as well.
What? So coercive behavior comes in with condoms?
Coercive, yeah. Yes, Joseph. Yes, Joseph as well. It's manipulation. It's all about control.
Yeah.
They want to control their belief.
Bullyism.
Yeah. If you loved me, I wouldn't have to wear it.
Go on, carry on. Let's give some more of the other excuses.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. If you loved me, I wouldn't have to wear it. That's
yeah. Don't you trust
manipulation.
me?
Yeah, why don't you trust
love
me? Yeah.
All stuff
Where,
like
baby,
that.
the only one I'm seeing.
Yeah, honest.
So is it so the woman pulls out the condom and gives to the man to wear?
A lot of it's a
What about the other way where Chantel, you were speaking at, where the woman can just put the thing on herself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, hey, I mean, personally, as you know, I've never heard of that until you guys introduced me today. But why don't women just put, and then there's the conversation's done then, isn't it? For if you come across a guy that's reluctant to put on a condom, why not just put on one of them things and then you're good to go?
I think, to be honest, you know, it wasn't until today we were actually prompted about the femidons. We forgot all about them.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
So nobody
Get
knows about
sponsorship
it.
now. You watch.
No, so I'm going to go and find out how much they are.
Oh, free, she said. They're free at the clinic.
They've been around for about 15 odd years.
Yeah, but
they've been around a long time.
They've been around for ages.
Yeah,
I've never seen that advertised on TV. You see the condom on there all the time.
they used to be advertised on TV.
Yeah, when they first come out, they were
Yeah.
on TV.
But nobody bought them.
Oh.
No,
So,
because
you know what? But you've given us choices here in these conversations today. It gives us actually more of a, because before we'd probably be like, oh, I'm putting that up me. It's like a carrier bag. But the fact of the matter is, you can have that choice.
It's safe though. It's not. It's like with the pill. It's damage. I believe the pill is damaging because down the road the pill will
long term it is. Yeah,
I agree.
It totally is.
I agree
I'm
with you.
sort of against the pill myself, and I don't like that when you read it, all the crap they're telling you in the small print.
Side effects and stuff.
They are all dangerous. They are all coil and all that. They are all dangerous. I had to do the hysterectomy because I wear coil most of my teenage life.
Oh Lord, see, no good.
No good.
So this
Contraceptives are bad.
femidon, is that safe? That's the question I'm trying to ask.
Well, I don't think it is safe. It can't be safe. It's plastic. I mean, plastic
Is
sheds.
it latex or is it plastic or?
Looks like plastic.
It's a latex, but it's very strong because you can also put the water and then contains 2 liters of water.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were you expecting to happen there? That's a lot of water.
A lot of sperm.
Yeah, when some men shoot, they shoot enough, innit?
Not
Well,
2
I'm
liters
told it's
worth,
a
surely.
That right. If I saw a freaking leaf
Yeah, but
come out, I'd be like,
Isn't it more?
You need to go like that wet, mate.
Isn't it more rubber than plastic though? For
You're
it
gonna
to
find
have
out,
honestly don't know.
capacity, isn't it? It's going to be more rubber than plastic, I would have thought.
Yeah, rubbery, like a balloon kind of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who wants to have that stuck up inside of their vagina and uterus? But then it's the same thing with the condom. Why would you want to, you know, have a plastic thing going into your vagina and uterus? I mean, so they're both just, you know, I just don't think they're made for humans, really.
now, isn't that, but it's for
Okay, I'm
pleasure.
going to give it to you. Are you ready? Joseph, make me back close and I'll show you. I found a little clip.
I'll go now.
This is going to be funny, isn't it? It's awful. Hold on. All right, I'm just getting it up. I'm going to say shut up now for everything I say. Carry on talking because I ain't there yet.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, the use of the condom might be discomforting to the man. The use of the femidol might be uncomfortable for the woman.
Women, yeah.
Yeah.
So now there, when we was talking, Nikki was saying about coercive and all that. If you don't love me, I wouldn't have to wear it. It works both ways then.
That's true.
So therefore, it's the now where do we go from there then? Right? He doesn't want to wear it. She doesn't want to wear it.
Oh Lord!
But they both want to have intimacy. Where do we go from there? What's the situation there?
Well, I think, can we have a look at this first?
Well, there are other.
Well, they say pull out is not good.
Well, no, forget pull out.
Host disabled participant screen share.
By the way, I pull out worked for me for a long time.
Joseph, can you back me back to host, please?
Oh.
You didn't. Joseph, you thought that it worked, but it actually didn't, because when you even go to pull out, before you even go, when you feel at that stage that you're actually about to pull out, you've already released some already.
Some pre-cum, isn't it?
You get pre.
Yeah.
But not enough.
Are you ready?
Pre.
Yeah.
No, the pre come.
You got some strong swimmers, Joseph.
We have plenty picnic. Aye, mine can't swim in. Aye.
Children out there that you don't know.
Nah,
Here we go.
Right, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look at this then. Let's find out.
Middle.
Oh, who did that?
Don't know.
Sorry, 1 second. It was coming back. It's not me, it's the internet, innit? Don't want to say. Doesn't want to give us what this is.
I think because so many more people are using
censorship.
Zoom, that's why this thing happens more. Because
I'm so
when we
sorry.
first started, it never used to happen. We used to be good as gold. But I find recently you're getting more of these interruptions with Zoom. It never used to happen like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just that their bandwidth, they need to increase it.
Yeah, Joseph, if you're looking at things that are happening like in space weather and all of that interferes with our internet, because there's an electromagnetic field around the Earth and all of that. And every time there's these solar flares and whatnot going on, that affects us.
Yeah, and everybody's on Zoom now. So, obviously. Hold on, Dion says, oh, wow, Denise. Hold on, wait, let me see. Sorry to hear that. I think you're referring to the Samaritans, Dion.
Yeah.
Definitely contact Kerry instead, then, hon.
They do.
It does depend on who you get on the day with things like Samaritans. Yeah, very true, very true, very true.
Yeah.
Right, so here you go. It's now coming up. I was going to show you. Are you there? Yes, you can see it.
Yeah.
Ready? All right, Joseph's going to learn. Don't have it. Joseph?
Yes.
Ooh, be all right.
If you can play.
I can. I'm just trying to blow up the screen.
There you go.
You can hear it?
No.
Did you optimize your sound?
Yeah, the big screen is there, but
go inside your vagina or anus and are
here we go.
Sex.
Can you hear it?
Like other condoms, they help prevent STDs and pregnancy. Internal condoms are easy to use. For vaginal sex, squeeze the sides of the inner ring at the closed end of the condom and slide it deep into your vagina. For anal sex, remove the inner ring and insert the condom into your anus with your finger.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
The condom outside of your body. During sex, make sure the penis or sex toy goes into the condom and doesn't slip outside of the condom, or push the open end of the condom all the way inside you. Internal condoms are one-time use only, so use a new one every time you have sex. Internal condoms work great with other birth control methods, like the pill or IUD, for extra pregnancy-preventing power. And unlike other types of birth control, internal condoms also help protect you from STDs. Internal condoms can be harder to get than traditional condoms. You can get them online at many Planned Parenthood health centers, other family planning and health clinics, and in drugstores with a prescription from your nurse or doctor. Want to learn more about internal condoms? Check out PlannedParenthood.org.
So really, at the end of the day, what I gathered from that is, because obviously there's anal sex there, actually that'd probably be for people who like same sex, you know, which is a way of protecting. I didn't think about that until I saw that program, really, but it actually didn't show you what it was, but it just said that you could squeeze it down and then push it up. It was self-explanatory, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, but be careful that it doesn't go on the outside of it. Be careful that it doesn't push the whole thing up inside you, because how then would you get it out? I mean,
it's just it's too much being careful.
You know, it's one of them things. Hold on a minute, wait. Look, the chat is talking. Look, Denise responds, Dion, if I contact them again and they go on the same way, I will cuss them with words they never heard of. What's that about?
Samaritans.
And why would you do that when
fix up their customer service? And no, you should tell them, tell them off.
No, because if you take no, hold on, now you're talking. That's another topic now, because if you're going to cuss somebody, that's just there to help you. Joseph, if you're gonna, do you know how many people that if you reach out to someone and you say, look, I need help, you start cussing them off because they can't grasp what you're trying to say at the moment. That's not fair, is it? Because you're going to hurt someone's feelings if you cuss them off. They're only there to help you.
So allegedly, but obviously Denise wasn't helped. She's vexed. Look.
That's because I would say, Denise, if I said to say to you about, I've called the Samaritans myself, I understand where you're coming from, where you get frustrated, because Samaritans, they're not there to advise you. They're there to listen to you. For you to just sound off, really, you know, whereas you can go to,
aren't they?
Yeah, you can go to some other mental health service or somebody else.
So would you suggest then that if she might want to get help with somebody then?
I think at the end of the day,
or an in-person rather than on the phone, where you could be misinterpreted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a
danger. It's just time. The first initial, when you're calling out to a stranger, the first initial thing is really overwhelming when you're calling out to a stranger, and you're probably crying and you're struggling for breath with your anxiety, because it's all creeping up when you talk to a stranger, and then there's suddenly they go, how can I help? And it's that word there that actually pisses me fuck off, to be honest. Excuse me, I should bleep that out. It's that word there that, what do you mean, how you feeling? Well, that's silly, you can't ask that. So you see what I'm saying? What question, how do you want them to respond? I'm here to listen. And that's what they say. I'm here to listen. You know?
I guess that's the best thing. You know, look at this. See, look, they only spent 5 minutes on the phone and then said, is there anything else? Probably she hasn't even got the words out yet. And they're saying, is there anything else I can help with? And I said, you don't even, see, look, they didn't, so they didn't listen to her. And she was still talking. And they're saying they're wrapping up the conversation. I mean, come on.
That's not everyone. We've got people on standby on the phones, and some people are just doing it because it's a job or something they want to do. But there's got to be something in it for them. Some people are really passionate, so not everybody has that empathy.
It's good and bad in every profession. That's it. That's how it is. There's good and bad in every profession.
That's right.
The person that would have listened to you for half an hour and would have given you what you needed. It just depends on the person you get on the day. Because remember, we're dealing with people. People are people. There's people that are good at what they do, and there's people that are not good at what they do. It's as simple as that.
There you go. Yeah, so we won't knock the Samaritans, because the Samaritans actually does save lives as well. Just by answering the telephone call is actually stopping someone in their tracks. Yeah. So I will. Anybody that's got a line out that's helping someone, I have to give them up props, even if it's a bad experience. They're still there, putting their neck on the line and giving time.
So don't rap with Denise, because she'll cuss them about them clots. See, so you got to be careful when you're Samaritan. You got to be careful about how you're talking to people. If you're there to listen, then you know what? Listen. Don't cut people off. And you know what? Anyway, I've had experience with them people there. And Dion, you're quite right. Sometimes you get the best person. They give you all the time in the world. They listen to you, and really hear where you're coming from, hear what you say. And then other times you get someone, and from you start talking, you know they have no help. You really, 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 really do. And you know, so Denise, take a deep breath, and when you know, don't get upset with it. One day you'll find the right person. You got to keep on trying. You know what I mean? Don't get upset.
All right, you know what? I'll try again, innit? But let them tell me.
No, don't go with the cuss attitude. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Don't go with the cuss. Don't do that. Because you're already getting worked.
I'll see you in it. I'll see you the next time I phone them up, yeah? And then 5 minutes later, they're going to say, well, is there anything else I can help you with? Yeah? I'll say, yeah, there is,
what you had to say. Yeah, so hopefully you'll find the right, and maybe not call us. See, there's
Denise,
and there's other types of agencies as
it's
well.
All right. 5 minutes spent on the phone with me and ask me if there's anything else I can help you with. Yeah, there is. Your customer service is disgusting. Fix it up. Denise, and you call yourself the Samaritans, and you're spending 5 minutes on the phone, and then you want to cut me off.
Denise,
as we said, you know, there's support here if you need that support.
Yeah, okay. I'd rather talk to you lot about the Samaritans, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
Samaritans,
so there's support here for you if you need that.
Yeah.
And look, as I said, and as I will always say, and I can understand the wording that Samaritans have to use, yeah, because there is specific wording, because nobody can say to you, Denise, we can give you advice. Nobody gives you advice. What we do, and even with me in my own profession, in terms of like, as a hypnotherapist and psychotherapist, we actually give you solutions. The solutions come from yourself. We get you to do the work. We help you find the solutions by you putting in the input. Nobody is there to give you advice. They do X, do Y, do. You're the one who should be able to come up with what is best suited, Joseph, for yourself.
Yeah, they don't. I'm
saying this because it's quite dangerous. Sorry,
they're not listening to her, and she's getting vexed. You can see she vexed.
Yeah, because
they're not listening to her, so she needs someone that will listen.
Yeah, we're more than willing to listen. But what I'm saying with anybody, that is sometimes the first thing that you do say to a person, how can I help?
Yeah, but not, is there anything else I can help with before they've even got out what they're trying to say?
That's just an individual
person. That might have been just, you know, it might have been something on that day that was off for that particular person. You never know.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's vexing. When someone cut you off like that, is vexing.
It is, indeed. You know what I mean?
So
if I didn't cut the call off, Joseph, I'll tell you what. If I didn't cut the call off, I'll tell you what. By the time I finish telling them what they say, that's going to stay with them.
Fire and brimstone would just come down from heaven. I feel your pain, to be honest. I feel it. But you know what? Don't let them wind you up like that. I've been in that situation, and that was just recently. I was in that situation, and the same thing, you know, I had to cut the call. I really, because you know, when you feel that, you feel it coming. You feel it coming. Just cut the call. You did the right thing. Cut the call before you start. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing. But yeah, find someone that can listen. Look, so we got people on here that are willing to listen, help you through it. You know what I mean? So now, interesting, we started on the subject of condoms. Remember that? It started with condoms and the different tangents and areas that we've gone into. We've covered a lot of subjects. By the way, what's the consensus then? Are condoms good? Are condoms bad? Or are condoms okay?
Condoms will save a life, prevent a life, prevent disease.
Yep.
You know, it's a no-brainer. They've been teaching it for a very, very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't do without them because there's no intimacy, rather.
I want to put a thumbs down.
Put a thumbs down.
Who put a thumbs down?
Muted. I was muted.
You thought you were muted. That's right. You can talk the things around here. That's what we do. We're grown. We talk the things.
If we didn't have them, we would be overpopulated. There would be
Here's a thumbs down.
Unwanted pregnancies, the whole lot.
Thumbs down. Anyway, thumbs down. I don't agree. I think condoms are bad.
So we have one person that thinks condoms are bad. Personally, I think that, well, I think just you have to know who you're dealing with.
Absolutely.
And there's a trust right there. If you know who you're with, then you're good to go. If you have to use that, I don't think that brings about trust. I think that brings about excuses. Well, we didn't really do it anyway because we had a condom. So, and that's the question: is it really sex if you use the condom? Are we in a relationship if we use the condom? And it's not idiot person.
Of course you are. Of
Shirley
course you are.
Shirley want to answer that one.
There
Thinking
are lots of unwanted children at the moment, and there's lots of babyless children, right? Sometimes these guys out here, they want to have sex without the condom, and when you get pregnant, it's not theirs. Who wants that?
Right. No, it's true, but the condom don't save you because as we've learned, the condoms can fail.
And AIDS is dashing away like sweeties. Who wants that?
And they stopped talking about AIDS. I was saying that. Remember back in the day, it was pure AIDS, blah, 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 blah. Now you don't even hear about it. I saw a board in Harrow and it said HIV, 4 ways to avoid HIV. Condoms was one of them, right? But I was like, hang on a minute. They don't really talk about that anymore.
They can manage it now. They can manage it. They've got treatment for it now.
See, so it's not even it's not a crime anymore.
It's a crime for me. I'm not
It's
going
a crime
out
for
there.
me too. You're damn right.
I'm not going out there, without any condom. Condom has to be used. You're mad.
But
They
what
can
about
say whatever
trust,
they-
Shirley? That's what we're talking about. Trust.
You know, say whatever you want to say, or get out of my bed. That's it.
You'll be the only person that you can actually trust is yourself.
Before you get in the bed, what about trust?
I don't give a damn about trust. Yeah, No.
You bring man in your bed and you can't trust them.
Listen,
why would you? You have to put the foundation.
Joseph, if you want to have sex, Joseph, with a girl without using condoms, you both have to go clinic. You both have to get tested on a regular.
Exactly.
You can't just expect a woman not to have just to trust you. Actually, in the word.
Yeah, trust is not enough.
Hold on, wait. I can't expect a woman to just trust me, but she can expect that me, I'll just trust her.
Oh, because I'm guessing that woman ain't gonna want you to go bareback in her. If they want smart, you know, they want a stranger to go bareback in them. What's that?
But
about?
that's my point. Don't do it with a stranger. Trust. You have to build that relationship. Hold on, two people are talking. One at a time. Hold on. Wait, Dion. Hold on, Dion. Go on, Shirley.
You could be with a person. I know somebody that's been with somebody for years, and he's told her, you are not my woman, and he went and found out. He went and gone find a woman and said, that is my perms. You would never, me and that woman break up, you would never be my permanent thing. And this girl's running around, trying to please him, trying to adapt to him, but he's not. She is not his woman,
Hold on.
And they've been together for 7 years.
Hold on. Now that's loaded. They haven't been together 7 years.
They have been together.
Wait, let me finish. He told her she's not his woman.
Yes.
So ladies, what should that person have done?
That's him. That's him. Because that's an affair, right?
She's heavily invested.
In what? A man that don't care for her? Come on. That's not reasonable. That right there is not reasonable.
Then they're on the freedom program, love, because this is all part of the manipulation, innit? You know, I have to be honest. You know, we can be giving
Bring
a
her
whole
to
heap of
queens on the
whispers.
couch. That's why there's queens up in it, because we know better than that. You can't be dealing like that. You know what I mean? A man tell you you're not wanted and you're not his woman, and he's coming along to have his things. No, that can't work.
But it does work. It does happen. It happens a lot. You know, people just make do or put up because they don't think that they're good enough. And in some cases, you know, they're false promises.
Yeah, but he didn't
But
false
as
promise.
Joseph
He
just
said
said,
to her specific.
Yes,
"You're
he
not my
did.
woman."
Can I answer that? He
women-
said Pacific, but he was still messing with another woman. So that made him unfaithful to the woman. Okay.
Yeah, but he said to her, "You're not my woman,"
Mhm.
and she should not come back.
That's
Very
right,
true.
Joseph.
Very
Absolutely.
true. Because
He's an
agreement
idiot.
is there.
At that point, she should know he's an idiot. He's messing with someone else.
Mhm.
He's told her, "You're not my woman,"
Mhm.
and she come back.
Mhm.
So give him his cake and eat it.
Absolutely.
Sadly.
Absolutely. And when that happens, Joseph, we are what we call unhealthily related.
Right, there you are. It's an unhealthy relate, and then from that, other things begin to happen. Foolishness.
Absolutely, Joseph.
She gets upset one day, clock him in his head. He gets upset, clock her back because I told you, and then they wow. Come on. It's an unhealthy relationship. They should see Mind Over Matter and get that freedom program help. See, that's why discussions like this are important, because as somebody said earlier, it is educational. It's good to get those things out so that there's an understanding and there's group support. It can't be going on like that.
Yeah. Wow. The new ladies, thanks, Joseph. Caroline and Francine's not so new, apparently. Caroline, how are you finding tonight's topic?
Poor Caroline. She must think
Let's get some feedback, yeah? Caroline, how did you find tonight's topics?
I found them very interesting. You put me on the spot.
You're smiling. We can't see your face.
No, not now.
You can feel the smile.
Yes. Very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do
Good
you have
to have you
that you
with
would
us,
like?
Caroline. This is
Sorry?
what we do. We talk.
Joseph.
Say it again, Joseph.
Good to have you with us. This is what we do.
Thank you.
We talk, and it's good to talk.
Yeah. And Caroline, if you have a topic that you think, you know what, I want to talk about this next week, feel free to pass me them in advance so I can advertise them. Any of you, feel free so I can advertise it in advance. The only reason condoms came up because it came up in a conversation, and I thought, well, let's talk about that because you're giving me some other story about it. And we sent it off to someone who come back. We don't want to talk about condom. You know, we're grown-up adults. Why do we need to talk about condom? And that was the feedback that we got off an individual. Won't say who, no names. But actually, it wasn't about the condom. It's actually about what we're allowing, what we're giving out on the false pretenses and false hope and false promises. But the ideal is we're not respecting ourselves enough, you know, rather than just he's going to be my man or he's going to be my girl. Just that conquest alone, that comes with a whole bag of emotions. You know, when the minute you give up your coochie, you then end up, sometimes people, especially women, so attached because they think they're going to have the relationship.
Hey, us men get attached too. But I mean,
what's the false promise, isn't it,
fall
Joe?
in love. It does happen.
Well, it does happen, but it is a false promise, isn't it?
On both sides. Eshe had a hand up. Go on, Eshe.
Yeah. So you showed your clip about the internal condom, but no comments about it. And whilst watching it, the only thing that was crossing my mind is how long is this internal condom inside of you? What's it made of? Does it have carcinogenic materials in it that can cause cancer and this kind of thing in a woman's body? Yeah, because when they introduced things like the tampons for women, found that, so we shouldn't have been inserting this thing up. All those things, it just seems unnatural that to have this thing inside of you for how long? I mean, there should be a minimum amount of time that you have it, not just walking around all day in case, you know, you happen to come across having sex with somebody.
That's a valid point, Eshe.
So there's that.
Big up to Toots because you mentioned the tampon.
You have to look into the science. You have to look into the science of what you're inserting inside of your body.
Yeah, and
or putting on your body, even for the men.
Can I, and then Denise can answer this question. We've got a couple of minutes left. Hold on a minute. Just on that note that we just said, SJ, and she's right. Well, I researched the first condom what was ever made. The condom used in ancient Romans were made of lining out of animal or sheep and goat intestines or bladder back in those days.
Like good, bad, or different?
So that means they were using condoms out of the line of animal products back in the old days.
Yeah.
You didn't know that one, did you? I didn't.
What do they use now? Isn't it the same thing?
Well, no, it's not. It's latex, isn't it?
I thought it's latex from pigs. Pigs.
Should we find out? We've got a couple of minutes. What's latex made of? Latex. What?
Whilst she's doing that, Denise, what was you going to say?
What's it made of?
Well, I put something in the chat. I don't know if you read it, yeah. And also, I agree with Eshe because you don't know what they're putting on this condom. Like this woman's condom with all these chemicals on it. Same way when you need to have a COVID test and you take the swab out of the packet, the amount of things they sterilize it with, and you're leaving that in your body for too long, you don't know what can happen with you. You're right, Eshe. Cancer, you don't know.
All that
just
involved.
don't know.
What about the lubricant that people use?
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, is that problematic? I mean, isn't that chemicals and stuff?
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah, it can be, but there is a lot of natural alternatives out there though as well. Even with condoms, there's natural alternatives.
Ah.
I'm allergic to latex, so you can't come with me with latex condoms.
It says natural rubber latex is made from plant sources such as sap of the Brazilian rubber tree.
I don't do that.
It's used in numerous medical products, including adhesives, bandages, condoms, medical gloves, catheters, sanitary napkins, crutches, and blood pressure monitoring cuffs.
So therefore, you should do research into the type of condom that you're using, men or women, right? And my point is, if you have to do that much research to find out if this is good for you, harming you, if you did the same research into the person that you're sleeping with, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. Get down the clinic.
It's the same thing. You've got to do the research. You can't just jump in and because on an emotional tip, you've got to do the research.
But listen to this. Listen to this. I Googled condoms not long ago. And I scroll down and it come up with top stories. And it says the world's first unisex condom created by a Malaysian gynecologist. This was 6 hours ago today.
A universal condom.
Yeah. So obviously men and women can use it.
Have you got the link?
Does
it look like a normal? What's it look like?
But you got to still check because is it latex? Because then certain people can't use it. You know what I mean?
I haven't read it. I haven't read the full details. But all I did was put in condoms in Google, and I scrolled down, and it came. It said top stories, and it says news about condom, and it's got world's first unisex condom invented.
Yeah, and then Pfizer take it on, and then it goes on from there, isn't it?
So before we go, before I cease this, does anybody have anything else? Those who haven't spoke would like to say anything briefly before I stop the recording. Your last final word on a positive message that you would like the audience or somebody to go out with. Can we have, Joseph, give me what you would say to people out there briefly as a positive message, encouraging message.
So what I would say is you have to do your research anyway. I would research the person you're going to sleep with more than the condom. Know who you're putting in your bed. Don't just jump in a bed with any and anybody. Know who you're putting in your bed. And if you're doing it for pleasure and anything go on, it's your fault. You can't go around blaming everybody else. It's your fault. You have to take responsibility for what you're doing.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to elaborate on that? Any positive messages you would like to put out there to people that are listening to this? Okay, great. Thank you. As you heard earlier, we're just going to wrap this up. Please stay where you are, guys, in the background. Just going to wrap it up. As you heard earlier, the Samaritans, God, I should know all of these numbers off by heart, but I just don't know why I don't. We said the Samaritans or mind I'm just getting the number for you. The spelling's not my thing.
So, well, mind over your number's good, isn't it? It's 07.
It is, but I can't take the whole world on. So I give an alternative. Oh.
Well,
it says
yeah, let me tell them your number. Look. 07760
Yeah, just hold on, Joseph, 1 second. The Samaritans, it says call free 116123 for free. That's samaritans.org, www.samaritans.org. You've got Mind, you've got the, just in case, because we touched upon it as well, didn't we? Oh, help. Okay, so we've got the domestic abuse helplines just in case as well, which again, great. Why don't they put the number at the top of the page so I can find it? Honestly, I can't. Oh gosh, it is 0808 200 0247. That is the will help you around domestic abuse advice.
I said you should contact mums.
Yes, I know. 0808 200 0247. Yes, you also got me as well, which is www.momproject.co.uk. Okay, guys, be safe, have safe sex, make wise decisions. Do not drink and have sex. You see how they say don't drink and drive? I think that you'd be cautious to have sex with somebody if you know they're intoxicated and you've just met them for the first time. It'd be beneficial if you just wait until they're sober. Otherwise, you may be accused of an accusation that you do not want on your doorstep. Safe sex all day long. Thank you.